New homes, are they as amazing of a deal as people are putting out there? Yes, short answer. Today we're talking about new homes in Buckeye, Arizona, and I'm gonna be telling you guys all about the amazing deals and some things that you need to consider when making a move to a new home. Before we get started, you guys know the drill. I have to let you guys know I'm a licensed realtor here in this beautiful state. So if you've been thinking about relocating, go ahead and reach out. Number and email are popping up. If you want to learn more about the Phoenix metro area because you're not quite ready to reach out yet, go ahead and subscribe. I post videos every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m. But let's get started in learning more about new homes and the really good deals to be had in Buckeye. Like I said, short answer, yes, the new home deals are freaking insane. What I will tell you is this home that we're standing in right now is right under 400,000, 1,900 square feet, and drum roll, they're offering a 5.99% interest rate. I'm not sure if you guys have watched the news or if you've been living under a rock, you probably haven't heard, but interest rates are pretty crazy right now. Totally understand and totally get that not a lot of people can move or afford to move because of the interest rates. A 5.99% interest rate is drastically lower than what the average or like the standard is right now, especially if you were to purchase maybe a resale home. What this builder is doing is basically buying down the rate for you, so you don't have to ask the seller, quote unquote, like on a resale home to buy down the rate. Those are always a little bit harder to get the like resale people to pay for you to buy down the rate. One, because it's really expensive. Those sellers on a home that is already owned by like a normal person like me and you, those ones, they have a little bit more emotional connection to that home. They also have, you know, they're living in the home probably. They don't have to sell it as quickly as maybe a new home builder has to sell it, right? Every day that this home is owned by the builder is going to cost them money. So they want to get these homes sold, so they are willing to pay for it. And there's just some crazy deals right now. I mean, honestly, even some builders are taking offers on their homes, which is pretty rare, I would say. Overall, not every single builder is doing it, but I do know of some builders that will actually take offers on homes, which is crazy. So if you know, this home is being offered at $375, what if you could get it for $370, a 5.99% interest rate? And then also at this builder specifically, they're still offering some closing costs, which is crazy. FHA and conventional are the two different loan types. Some offer better financing options depending on what loan type you do end up going with. But with conventional, for example, at this community out here in Buckeye, they're offering a 5.99% interest rate, and then they're also offering $5K on top of that for closing costs, which means you only have to really come up with a small portion of closing costs after it's all said and done, which is absolutely insane. I can't believe I'm even saying that, and I can't believe people are even buying homes that aren't new homes right now. I'm a huge new home advocate. If you have reached out to me ever, you will know that I am a big new home person, especially for my people that are relocating, because there's so many amazing deals. And then another thing is Buckeye. Buckeye has amazing deals too, just in general for location. Like, it's one of the most affordable places to live in the West Valley specifically. West Valley is always a little bit more affordable typically. There's Santan, if you guys want me to do a video on that, and there's also Maricopa. Those are East Valley places that are gonna be a little bit more affordable in that Phoenix metro area. But today we're talking about Buckeye, and this community is one of my favorites. It has some stunning homes for good prices. So anyways, let's sit down now and we are gonna talk a little bit more on what things you need to know when buying a new home. Like I said, I'm a huge new home advocate, but there's definitely some things that you need to consider to make sure that a new home is even going to be right for you. One of those things is going to be location. If you're in a specific location, they might not have new homes, right? So that's something to seriously think about prior to even getting super invested into new homes, is where am I going to live? Because that might dictate it. Or am I willing to sacrifice the city that I live in to get the best deal? That's another thing you want to think of. Me, for example, I don't live in a new home. Would I love to live in a new home? Absolutely, and I totally plan on it in the future. as of right now, the location that I live is absolutely prime for me and my lifestyle. And that's why I always talk to you guys during our Zoom meetings about like, what do you plan to do? Do you need to be close to certain things? Because again, a city where you live is going to be obviously super important. That's probably why you're watching this video, is to learn more about the different cities that Arizona has to offer, right? So point being, they didn't have new homes in my location, which means I can't get a new home. In the future, like I said, I would love to live in Verrado or Waddell. I would love to maybe purchase an investment property out here in Buckeye because of the amazing deals on new homes. And granted, not every builder is going to let you purchase investment properties out here, but that's a whole different video for a whole different time. You want to definitely consider location. And whenever we talk on the Zoom call, I will go over more in detail on whether or not there are new homes in that area. Or are you willing to sacrifice your location and maybe drive out a little bit further from your work, for example, or a little bit further from the grocery stores and all of those things to get the absolute best deal? Then definitely you want to start considering new homes, because like I said, the deals, guys, the deals are insane. So you definitely want to consider all of those things. Location is super important when even thinking about a new home in the first place. The next thing that you want to consider when thinking about a new home is how much money do I want to spend out of pocket in the beginning of my process, right? Like in the whole home buying process. Do I want to absolutely spend like the least amount of money out of pocket as possible? New homes is a super, super good option. Another thing is, how much do I want to spend monthly? Again, new homes is a really good option. And then also the other factor is, after I move into this home, how much money do I want to spend? That is why I always say new homes are a really good factor for first-time home buyers, because you really spend the least amount of money out of pocket in the beginning, because most of the time they're covering your closing costs, which is awesome. They're buying down your rate, which obviously is going to affect your monthly payment vastly. It's like insane. I had a client who was quoted, this was a couple months ago, but they were quoted maybe a 7.9, I believe, and they ended up going with a new home, and they were actually relocating too, not for my YouTube channel, but just a couple that I had met, and they ended up getting a 4.99% interest rate, and guess what the difference in payment was? $600. And she had perfect credit. She was putting more than 10% down. Like, she had it a really good setup, but saved $600 a month just by going with a new home over the other ones, which is crazy. It was so funny because her and her husband, like her husband specifically, wasn't looking for a new home at all. Like, did not want a new home. But when I explained like the situation and what the deals were, they were willing to compromise for a new home in order to get like the difference in payment. And then the difference in out of costs, of course, is another huge factor. So you definitely want to consider that when it comes to out-of-pocket costs, like before and during. The other thing is, like, once you move in, what's going to cost me the least amount of money? A home that is 20 years old, that's going to need a new roof, new AC, probably going to have problems, just like all homes do. I'm not saying new homes never have problems, but those ones could be really costly to you versus a brand new home that has a new roof, has a new AC, has new everything, right? And granted, like I said, not everything's perfect. Some things can happen in new homes, but you do have that builder warranty for the first year, so they can definitely make it right. And then also on top of that, of course, it's more likely for bad things to happen on older homes versus newer homes. I'm considering that right now. I'm like, oh my God, now I'm gonna have to, I see everybody replacing their roofs in my neighborhood. I'm like, great, I gotta replace my roof. And now I gotta replace the AC coming up soon too. So it's like all these things that definitely add up that like first-time homebuyers especially need to consider, or people that just don't, have a lot of money that they want to like be spending on homes. I mean, even if you had a lot of money, do you want to be getting a brand new roof every 20 years? I don't know. Or like when you just moved into the home, do you want a brand new roof? Like, they're not cheap, guys. Another AC unit, I mean, that's going to be like $11K depending on the size of the unit and all of the things. Like, there's different times and places where they could be cheaper depending on when you're watching this video. But right now, everything's like super overpriced. Of course, you guys know how that is. So do you want to be spending that when you just bought your new home? When I first moved into my house, like I didn't even have money for barely furniture. I put every single dime into my home, and I know a lot of people are doing that. So you really want to consider what are the costs after you buy the home too. Since we are in Buckeye, I will mention to you guys a couple other builders that I have in mind that may have good deals for you guys to consider. Of course, I do go over this with you guys in the Zoom calls, but some of the neighborhoods, of course, are this builder right here. They have homes ranging from, I mean, they have one that's available right now for $365. It's about a 1,500 square foot home. They have a 3-car option or like a 2-car tandem option, which is insane. I mean, Buckeye has the most amazing deals. I, again, wouldn't live here necessarily because it is a little bit far from me, but for you guys that are relocating, it's like the perfect location. You don't even know, you know, not the perfect location for everyone. If you're working in downtown Phoenix, Buckeye, that might be a pretty far drive for you. Some of you guys are already like, I've had people reach out to me who are already traveling an hour and a half for work and they don't mind a 45-minute drive. And I'm like, oh my God, 45 minutes, that's so far. But they're like, Nicole, you have no idea. Like, this is a blessing. And so whatever works for your guys' family, I just want you guys to be aware that Buckeye is a little bit further out from downtown Phoenix. The other thing is the home that I was telling you guys about that my client ended up purchasing for the 4.99, it's actually in Buckeye as well. And they have homes ranging from, again, like that 365 price point and up. I mean, they have homes on the upwards of 500,000. If you guys want to see more of the homes that I do tour and like get information on, definitely follow me on Instagram. That will be at the end of this video. So you guys can see my little username. And then also I think I put it at the end of the description as well. So check that out. But I do tours on there and I give you guys kind of more of a glimpse of like actual specific homes versus like informational like my YouTube videos are. So definitely follow me over there. But that home was maybe 2,300 square feet and it was 409 for that 4.99% interest rate. I'm sure depending on where you guys are coming from, that's like literal angels in your ear saying like, please move to Arizona, because I mean, can people even get houses in California for 400? Leave that in the comments down below. I know like when I lived in Colorado, and one of the big factors of me moving back to Arizona is like the housing is so expensive, which of course I knew moving out there, but you have to have this like aha moment. I'm still pretty young and I did have that aha moment of like, do I want to be spending every single dime I have on housing? Because that's how it is in Denver. And I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this video, especially if you're moving from Denver or, you know, what is it? What's that place called? California. Yeah. If you're moving from California, you're moving from Denver, you're moving from Seattle, all of these states that have super high costs of housing, which is one of the most important things of our life, right? You're thinking to yourself, like, what do I want the next 10 years to look like? And it's definitely not paying $3,000 plus on a crappy rental property. You want to own your own home. You want to have, you know, these assets that are going to build wealth for you and your family. Or even if you're not thinking about the investment side, because I'm crazy and I'm a realtor and that's what we think about, you're probably thinking like, I just want a backyard for my dogs. I want a backyard for my kids to play in. I don't want to live in a crappy apartment. All of these things are something that you can definitely consider when moving to Buckeye and moving to a new home and all of the things, moving to Arizona in general. I mean, it is literally like a godsend for some of you guys, which I absolutely love. And I love helping you guys like really start the beginning chapters of your lives in Arizona and like all the great things that come from making the move here. And some of you guys aren't, you know, first-time home buyers. Some of you guys are relocating to retire. And again, the retirement homes, maybe not in Buckeye, there are some retirement communities out here in Buckeye that I can do videos for you guys, but even the affordability for people that are retiring, like it's insane the difference in pricing in some of these states. I mean, some of you retirees, that's where the best deals are in the 55 plus community. Because like Sun City, for example, they have little condo, duplex, 2-bedroom situation for like 300,000, which is insane. And the taxes are low. So anyways, point of this all is to tell you guys there's great deals to be had, and stop watching the news. There, of course, are times that it's not going to be appropriate for you guys to buy, but when you're looking at new homes, there's definitely more affordable options than you might be thinking. You just have to get creative. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, pretty please hit the thumbs up button. It really helps out my channel, and hopefully you want to thumbs it up anyways because you liked what I said in the video. If you guys are interested in relocating, go ahead and subscribe because I post videos every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m. all about relocating to the Phoenix metro area and all of its beautiful suburbs. Also, if you need help on relocating, go ahead and reach out. My number and email are popping up. I would love to assist you guys. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.